We put tariffs on. They owe us a lot of money, and I'm sure they're going to pay.
Tariff per tariff. This is what you're hearing everywhere right now as global tariff trade wars have sparked off, of course, by the United States President Donald Trump. The question on everyone's mind is, how does it impact India? What does it mean for us? Let me start by talking about what a tariff is. When a nation imports goods or services from another nation, they sometimes put taxes on it, additional duties. Now you can call it custom duties, you can call it levies, you can call it tariffs, whatever you want. Essentially, the idea is not to encourage imports, but get your own country to make those products, which is why you put an additional tax or tariff on it. Now, what the US has done under President Trump has put in place 25% additional tariffs on everything they import from Mexico and from Canada, except of course for oil and gas products from Canada, which will attract a lower duty. They've also put an additional 10% tariff. This is in addition to whatever Trump had put in his first term and Biden continued on China. Now, why has Trump done this? He says that these nations, Canada, Mexico and China, are not agreeing to a few things that he wants. As far as Canada is concerned, he has two problems. One is he thinks that Canada is allowing illegal immigrants into the United States. Remember, Canada and Mexico both share borders on either end with the United States. And secondly, he says that Canada is allowing the import and the push of a drug called fentanyl into the United States. It's become a huge problem in the US with a lot of drug-related deaths, and this drug fentanyl is a key problem. Similar problem with Mexico, immigration, fentanyl, and he also claims that the Mexican government is supporting crime cartels which are active in the US. On China, his problem is once again fentanyl, among other things. Now, what has happened? Why do I call this a war? Because in retaliation, Canada and Justin Trudeau has said that they will also impose a 25% tariff on everything that they import from the US. Mexico is figuring out what to do, says let's talk first. China has said I will write a letter to the World Trade Organization. Now, between these three nations, there's 1.6 trillion US dollars of trade with them and America. The concern is that if there are going to be tariffs all around, because Donald Trump is now saying he will impose tariffs on the European Union, he's looking at what to do with South Africa and looking at universal tariffs as well. If you have this level of tariffs around the world, everything becomes expensive to import. Inflation goes up. There's less imports coming in. Global trade slows down. Global growth slows down. Here's where the India question comes in. There is no effective tariff between US and India which was announced right now. In fact, India in its budget, which was presented earlier this week, has reduced tariffs on some things we import from the United States, including bikes. So, good for Harley Davidson exports into India. And it's seen as a preemptive move. But if global growth slows down, it impacts everyone, including India. This is the negative. There is also a bit of an opportunity. If the United States imports less, because of course it costs more now, tariffs have gone up from a Mexico, a Canada and a China, can India fill in some of those gaps? Can we come in and provide some of those goods and services at a more attractive rate for those who want to import into the United States? So this is a concern for everyone, including India, in terms of impact on global growth, but it's also an opportunity that India can tap.